Right, 14 October 2024. And today I'm going to be giving a comprehensive update on the Mozambique elections. And we have information coming out of Mozambique. The counting has been very slow, and a lot of people are quite apprehensive of what can happen in Mozambique because, as you know, Mozambique has got a number of armed groups, and people are anxious to see this period passing, especially people in business. They want stability in Mozambique, and the coming in of a new president represents a change that most people in Mozambique don't want to even consider. But this is what is happening right now in Mozambique. And the opposition candidate, Venancio Mondlane, Vena, is doing very, very well. And these results are quite scary to some people to see such an election result, which is unexpected. Many people expected Frelimo to just brush or to just go through with very little resistance. But it's clear that young people in Mozambique want a change. They want a new president. And the strategy that has been taken by Venancio Mondlane is working. He's doing very, very well. And he is a very present leader. So everywhere you see him, he is giving press conferences. He is speaking as the election is counting is going on. He's giving updates. His party is on the ground and he's defending the vote. So this is very interesting. And I believe that Venancio Mondlane is going to play a very big part in the future of Mozambique. And probably, if everything goes as I expect, he's going to be declared the president of Mozambique. So he's doing very, very well. However, Mozambique is a very big country, and anything can happen going forward. Also, there is rigging that is taking place with the voters' roll having more people on it than the actual number of people that are in certain districts. So these are the issues that are there. But let's look at what is happening right now. According to the parallel voter tabulation that has been provided by Venancio Mondlane's party, he's doing very, very well. He's currently leading with 53%. And the Frelimo candidate, Daniel Chapo, is currently with 39%, with the other two candidates having the smaller percentages of 3% and 5%. And this is from parallel voter tabulation. So these guys have done very well. They've made sure that they keep their own tally of the results. And this is the numbers that we're getting from Mozambique. And Mozambique, a very important country in the Southern African region. We expect these elections to obviously be controversial. There's going to be a lot of controversy here. The outcome is going to be something that we'll talk about for a very, very long time. This is the first time that Frelimo is not getting a free ride. In the last elections, Frelimo just cruised through. But this time, there is a very popular candidate from Podemos, and this is Venancio Mondlane. I've been talking about this candidate since last week. He is doing very, very well. His strategy is sound, and I like the fact that he's on the ground. He is not leaving the thing to just run by itself. He is every day giving updates and telling us what is happening. So let's now look at the detail, and I want to share my screen with you. I hope that you'll be able to see this little screen of mine where I am showing the results. So let me share the screen so that you can see the percentages. And I hope that you're seeing those numbers that I'm reading there. If you don't see them, I'll put them on Gambakwe so that you can see them. So let's look at Maputo. Maputo is the place where Venancio Mondlane has the biggest lead. Maputo City, 69.98%. And if you look at Maputo province as a whole, 61.51%. GAZA province, here Daniel Chapo won with 54%. And then at Inhambane province, Daniel Chapo also leading with 48%. And then in Sofala, Venancio Mondlane 57%. Manica province, that is right next to Zimbabwe, 65.15%. And then at Tete province, 50.46%. In Zambia province, 57.89%. Nampula province, 54.44%. You can see the pattern. Venancio Mondlane is winning with above 50%, whereas Daniel Chapo is around 37 and 40%. And then at Nasia province, Daniel Chapo won there with 49%, and Venancio Mondlane 40.72%. So he is doing very well, Venancio Mondlane, and I hope that he manages to win outright in these elections which are taking place in Mozambique. I like what he's doing, and he's a very good candidate. He'll be very good for Mozambique. He is a former banker, and he's got massive appeal among the youths. He is the Chamisa of Mozambique, doing very, very well. And this is one election that we should watch. It is a lesson for Nelson Chamisa on how to conduct an election. These guys are on the ground. They're updating, and their tabulation is being done in public, even though the Electoral Commission of Mozambique doesn't like it. They're doing it in public. They're updating. They are in the face of everyone, and they are ready to take over. There is no doubt about the structure of this party. This party is doing very, very well. And it's probably the most organized political party, opposition political party right now. Because remember, Renamo is a bigger political party. Mondlane himself is coming from Renamo, but they are showing such organization. They are showing readiness to lead and become the president of the country of Mozambique because of the way that they are on the ground and on top of the situation. So this is very, very important to note. These numbers that you're seeing here coming from their own people on the ground. So there is no way that these numbers can change because these are numbers coming from polling agents on the ground. And as you know how big Mozambique is, this political party was able to field agents across the country and operating under difficult conditions where they are the opposition party. And they still did this, they still produced such a result. So I'm very excited about the results in Mozambique, and I hope that we get more picture, a better picture as the week goes on. I don't know how long this is going to take because obviously it's like a soccer match. When the home team is winning, they slow down the game. In this case, it's the opposite. When the home team is losing, they slow down the game so that the celebrations come slowly and so that they can think of how to get out. So Frelimo is thinking, how do they get out of this situation? And obviously, they're not going to be totally out. So you're probably looking at a GNU of some sort in Mozambique with Venancio Mondlane leading and becoming the president. That is my prediction of the situation. But as the counting is ongoing, this could change. And also with the rigging, I say that there's a lot of rigging taking place here. Let's see what happens, and I'll keep you updated with all these results. So now let's quickly look at what is happening in Zimbabwe. I'm only going to give you one or two stories. Very slow day today. So let's look at Mnangagwa. Today, Mnangagwa is going to be opening or hosting the Zimbabwe International Research Symposium. This was supposed to happen yesterday, as I said, but it's only going to happen today. And this is contentious. We need to look at what General Chiwenga is going to do here. I want to see clearly how Chiwenga and Mnangagwa's relationship is. It's going to be clearly on display today. You're going to see these two men facing off very, very soon. Chiwenga is getting ready to take over in ZANU-PF, and Mnangagwa doesn't like it. Mnangagwa is doing everything in his power to stop the rise of Chiwenga. So let's see what happens today. Massive events taking place with the war veterans, and also news coming out that the actual election that took place in Gweru was illegal, as there was a court order that it said that that election must not take place. So Mnangagwa desperately trying to stop Chiwenga, but let's see how it goes. Also, Mnangagwa had people at his farm. So this weekend, all the deputy ministers went to see Mnangagwa, including Scott Sakupanya was over here. I saw him in this room. If you look on the left, you will see Scott Sakupanya over there. You will see Young Kuda there at the center. And there's quite a number of other people who are in this room. All these people swearing allegiance to Mnangagwa. There is a strategic planning taking place on how to outsmart Chiwenga. And Chiwenga is just on the verge of getting a backlash. Remember, he banned the ED 2030. The army also took away the posters of ED 2030 last week. So there's no going back from this thing. This thing is going downhill, and whoever moves first is going to win, and whoever moves last is going to lose. So let's see how strategically Chiwenga is going to maneuver this situation that is happening in ZANU-PF. Then in terms of the Harare City Council, the Harare City Council is going to become a very important council going forward. They've announced that they are going to be sending a consultant and town planners to Kigali in Rwanda so that they can learn how Rwanda planned their city, or a master plan for Kigali. And this is very important. As I've been saying to you, Mnangagwa's vision is very small. The city of Harare is a mess. If you walk inside Harare, it's as if you're walking at a growth point. That city is dilapidated. The infrastructure is from Rhodesian days, and there's a need to revive the city and to replan. So as I've been saying, you need to split that city. Anything east of Eastgate, you need to smash that whole thing, bring it to the ground. And I'm talking of the city. I'm not talking of an waterfalls and all that. I'm talking about that area around 4th, going up to the railway line, going all the way up to Mbare, and then crossing over all the way up to Highfield. You should be having a new city over there because almost everything there is dilapidated and it's a mess. You can put apartments there, thousands and thousands of apartments, and create a city with walkways, bicycle lanes, a railway line. Just extend the railway line up to 4th bus terminus and create a new city over there. Those are the kind of things that need to be done. And I think, and I hope that these guys, when they go to Kigali, they come up with these plans. If you look at other cities like Kenya, other countries like Kenya, you see how they've done. They've done very, very well. But there's been poor planning in the city of Harare. There's been no focus on improving our country. And very soon, I'm going to be in Kenya. I'll show you guys what Kenya is looking like. Let's hope that I get my visa there for Kenya. I understand I need a visa to get to Kenya. So I will let you know when I get to Kenya. There is massive development taking place in all these countries. Zimbabwe left behind and it's not doing well at all. Then there's been an announcement by the United Nations regarding South Africa, Mauritius, and Tunisia. These countries are now the top high e-government development index countries in Africa. So South Africa is now at number 40 in the world out of 193 countries, and Mauritius is 76. Tunisia is 87. That is e-government, countries that are doing very well in terms of running the countries using systems. So South Africa doing very, very well, especially with the GNU. And in fact, they're improving their relationship right now with the United States of America. I saw that today they're talking about improving the relationships. So all this talk of BRICS and all that, that was something that happened in the past. I'm foreseeing a bigger South Africa, a more coordinated South Africa, especially starting with the Home Affairs, where they're making improvements, and the GNU working very, very well. Their currency improving significantly. I saw that there have been some moves this week where the rand was starting to lose strength, but it was doing very well. Ever since this GNU came, it has done very, very well. I've enjoyed the move of the rand ever since the new government came into place. In fact, I would like to show you what has happened with the rand. This is amazing. So let me share with you my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. How a government change can make a big difference. So in Zimbabwe, what has happened is after Mnangagwa rigged the elections, the currency collapsed. In the case of South Africa, the currency has improved dramatically. So there's been a dramatic improvement of the currency. So let me show you my screen. So this is the rand. And when it's going down like this, it means the US dollar is losing value. So check out what has happened since the GNU came into place. So this has been a massive one-way direction, lower lows and lower highs. And very soon, what you're going to see is a drop up to around 15, or a gain up to around 15 of the South African rand. And I always do this every morning. I wake up to check my currencies to see what is happening over here in Africa. Very interesting. You should check the correlationship between economy and politics. The only problem in Zimbabwe right now is Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa Nenzara is the problem in our country. And once it's gone, we're going to see a massive improvement in our country. Right, I want to bring this to an end very quickly, but let me see if the press is out, if any of the local newspapers have published. Let's start with H Metro newspaper. H Metro newspaper is one of the best newspapers in Zimbabwe, the TMZ of Zimbabwe. But today, Mkoma wangu Chapo is sleeping on the job. There is no H Metro today. I think they ran out of electricity or something of that nature, because Zimbabwe and South Africa and Zambia, they're experiencing massive power cuts over the past few months. There's no water in the Kariba Dam, and the power cuts have started in both countries. So we don't have any of the normal newspapers. I'm going to bring you news over there, but I know that there are trending stories. So trending stories that are happening is the situation in Bulawayo, obviously, another cheating story, and love triangle. You can go and check it out in the Herald newspaper, where a South African best man who is married to the Zimbabwean best woman is refusing to let the boyfriend of his wife to see his kids. You can go check it out. It's on the Herald newspaper. And on H Metro, I've seen that they are running with a story of a lodge in Chitungwiza, which is allowing students to go over there during school time and book rooms. So the lady has been arrested. You can go and check that out in the H Metro newspaper online edition. So those editions normally have old news, but you can go and check it out. So let's see what happens today. Massive stories in Mozambique, massive stories in Zimbabwe. And we're watching as all this is developing. Whatever happens in Mozambique has got massive implications for Zimbabwe. And I hope that Nelson Chamisa is watching what is happening in Mozambique. These guys are ready to lead. So Venancio Mondlane is ready to lead. He's ready to be the president. He is setting up, right now as you speak, he's setting up his structures, he's setting up a negotiating platform, he's making sure that he is there everywhere, and he's leading from the front. This man is going to be the president of Mozambique. And if by some chance Frelimo manages to rig, he's going to play a very big part. And he's not letting the situation take care of itself. This is being done by the president himself, and he's at the front. This man is tabulating the votes and making the announcement himself. So yesterday, I was watching as he spoke, and he's speaking out against the rigging. He's speaking out against any problem that can take place while this thing is happening. He does not wait for tomorrow or for the elections to be results to be counted. He has got a presence that is showing how presidential he is. And I think this is very important for opposition candidates to understand and to follow. But you can understand from a banker. He is a banker. He knows how to manage crisis. He knows how to manage change. And that is what we need to do and implement in Zimbabwe. When the next election comes, we need to make sure that we adopt what Venancio Mondlane is doing here. He's showing great leadership in Mozambique over there. And I like the way that he's branding himself. He's been doing very, very well. Sekuru Vena. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching. And as I said, I'll be updating you later on today, 10 minutes past 9. Every day we come here live to give you updates on all the news that is taking place in Zimbabwe. But the men to watch today, Sekuru Vena and Chiwenga. whatever move these guys make is going to make news today. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good